Some people have a sharp brain and still waste it for years. Not because they are stupid, because nobody taught them what a sharp mind actually looks like, so they mistake their own signs for problems. They think their overthinking is weakness, their boredom is arrogance, their quietness is awkwardness, their sensitivity to shallow conversations is a character flaw. But the sharpest person in the room is not always the one speaking the most. Sometimes it is the quiet person who notices the pattern before everyone else has even agreed there is a pattern. The person who pauses before answering. The person who looks bored in a simple conversation, then suddenly asks the one question that changes the whole room. That is the part people miss about a sharp brain. It does not always look impressive from the outside. It often looks inconvenient. You overthink. You notice contradictions. You get tired of shallow answers. You can enjoy people and still feel alone in the way you process things. So this is not a video about proving you are a genius. That is a cheap game. This is about 11 signs your brain may be sharper than most people realize, and the last few are the ones people usually discover too late. Sign 1. You do not accept the first explanation. Most people hear an answer and relax. A sharper mind hears an answer and automatically checks the edges. What is missing? Who benefits from this explanation? Is this actually true or just familiar? This can make you seem difficult, but in reality, your brain is doing quality control. It does not want a clean story if the story is false. The danger is that you can become addicted to questioning without ever deciding. So use the skill properly. Give yourself a rule. Challenge the first answer, then build a better one. Sharp thinking is not endless doubt. It is better judgment. Sign 2. You learn faster when you understand the system. Some people memorize steps. You want to know why the steps exist. If someone teaches you a formula, a routine, a business model, or a workout plan, your brain keeps asking, what is the principle underneath this? Once you understand that, you can apply it in other places. That is a powerful sign. Intelligence is not only storage, it is transfer. It is seeing that the same pattern appears in money, habits, relationships, health, and attention. This is why random tips often annoy you. Tips feel weak until you understand the machine behind them. You have probably felt this in a class, meeting, or conversation where everyone else wanted the steps, and you wanted the reason. At first, it made you look slow because you asked more questions. Then, once the system clicked, you moved faster than the people who memorized the instructions. That is the strange thing about a sharp mind. It may look delayed at the beginning because it is building a map. And the next sign is where that map starts making ordinary conversations feel painfully small. Sign 3. You get bored by low-resolution conversation. Not because you think you are better than people, because your brain wants texture. When a conversation is only gossip, slogans, complaints, or repeated opinions, your mind starts looking for an exit. But when someone brings a real question, a weird idea, a moral conflict, a strategy, a story with layers, you wake up. Research around need for cognition talks about people who naturally enjoy effortful thinking. In real life, that looks like this. You do not want noise. You want something worth chewing on. Sign 4. You can hold two conflicting ideas without panicking. A weaker mind needs everything to be simple. This person is good. That person is bad. This habit is always right. That belief is always wrong. A sharper mind can say, this is useful but incomplete. Or, I disagree with this person, but they have one strong point. That ability matters because reality is rarely clean. This is one of the most valuable signs on the list. It protects you from becoming easy to manipulate. If someone can force you into a false choice, they can control your thinking. But if you can hold tension, you can see more. Sign 5. You notice patterns in people. You pick up on repeated behavior. Who avoids responsibility? Who uses charm when they want control? Who becomes quiet when something is wrong? Who talks big but never pays the cost? This does not mean you should become paranoid. It means your brain stores social data. You are not only hearing words, you are tracking consistency. The practical move is simple. Write down patterns before you make big emotional decisions. Your brain notices more than you admit, but memory gets edited by mood. A note is harder to gaslight. Do not skip this sign as just being observant. Pattern recognition is one of the most useful forms of intelligence because it protects you before the lesson becomes expensive. Sign 6. Your curiosity is specific. Weak curiosity is scrolling. Strong curiosity has teeth. You do not just want interesting facts. You want to understand why people sabotage themselves, why focus feels harder now, why some people improve fast, why others stay stuck for years. That kind of curiosity is not entertainment. It is a search engine inside your personality. But there is a trap here. If you keep feeding curiosity without building anything, your intelligence becomes a spectator sport. So, every week, turn one question into one output: a page of notes, a conversation, a skill session, a small experiment. Sign 7. You are sensitive to your environment. Your brain changes speed depending on what surrounds it. A cluttered room, a loud phone, too many tabs, messy sleep, and low-quality people can make you feel mentally heavier than you actually are. This is not weakness. It is responsiveness. A sharper system often needs cleaner inputs. If your mind is built to detect signals, then a noisy life is expensive. Protecting your environment is not being fragile. It is keeping your instrument tuned. Sign 8. You can explain hard things simply after you understand them. At first, your thoughts may be messy. You circle around the idea. You test examples. You struggle to explain it. But once it clicks, you can make it simple. That is a strong sign. Real understanding compresses. If you want to train this, use the 5-sentence rule. Pick an idea you learned today and explain it in 5 clean sentences. No jargon, no hiding. If you cannot explain it simply, your brain is still borrowing someone else's words. The next sign is less flattering, but it may be the most important one for your future. Sign 9. You think in consequences. Some people only see the action. You see the second and third move. If I say this, what happens after? If I accept this habit, what kind of person does it train me to become? If I spend every night on short content, what happens to my patience 6 months from now? This is one of the signs that can change your life. Most bad decisions feel harmless when viewed as one moment. They become obvious when viewed as a pattern. Sign 10. You are uncomfortable with wasted potential. This one hurts. You can feel when you are living below your capacity. Even if your life looks fine from the outside, some part of you knows when you are avoiding the work you are built for. That discomfort is not punishment, it is information. Do not bury it under stimulation. Listen to it. A sharp mind that has no mission starts attacking itself. Give it a problem worth solving. That line matters. A sharp mind without a mission starts attacking itself. It will replay conversations, invent problems, overanalyze small failures, and turn its intelligence inward. This is why the final sign is not about being clever, it is about being able to. Sign 11. You can change your mind when the evidence is strong enough. This is rare. Many people defend their first opinion like it is part of their body. A sharper mind can feel the sting of being wrong and still update. That is not weakness, that is intellectual strength. The brain is trainable. We have evidence from skill learning, memory research, and even navigation studies showing that repeated mental demands shape the brain over time. But the lesson is not you can become anything overnight. The lesson is better. Your daily demands matter. So, if you saw yourself in these signs, do not turn it into ego. Turn it into responsibility. A sharp brain is not valuable because it makes you special. It is valuable because it can solve better problems, ask better questions, learn faster, and protect you from living on autopilot. Here is the simple system. Give your brain one hard question every day. Give it one quiet block with no input. Give it one skill to practice long enough to become real. And give it one environment where it can actually think. Because the tragedy is not having an average brain. The tragedy is having a sharp one and training it to scroll, react, and doubt itself all day. If this made you see your mind differently, subscribe for more brain reset videos that are useful, original, and built for people who actually want to think.